Hello, good evening. Anybody who is here, please like the video, share the video, and give a thumbs up. Give me a hello. So, today I'm going to talk about the inner child. This was a course I have done so many years back. Just I have the notes here, so I just thought I will read them. So, we each have our own history, and we have all been influenced by our environment, events, and the significant people around us. Our inner child has stored those memories and their impact upon us. Up to the age of 6 years, our brain was functioning at a relatively slow pace. The theta brainwave frequency of 4 to 7 cycles per second, which is a very receptive brainwave state, and we would have been profoundly affected by our experiences. We will have made decisions at a subconscious level about how we should be and what we should do in order to be seen as okay and to be allowed to stay around and to survive in our families. Our later experiences will have reinforced those beliefs and formed our own script for how our life should be. We carry these immature scripts and decisions with us into childhood, into adulthood, when they run our lives more than 90% of the time. It therefore makes sense that we should revisit the experiences of the child we once were and to find out what our own script says about our life and the unfolding drama we have been recreating and repeating. Not doing so will result in our playing out of the same unexamined script and drama over and over again. We cannot change the script by talking about it or by conscious effort alone. It was designed to keep us safe in ways that now hinder us, and it isn't given up that easily. Most of the time, we are living life like a child inside a grown-up's body, and the child within us yearns for attention, understanding, care, and support. We may try to silence these deeper longings with alcohol or drugs, by promiscuity, gambling, overspending, overcaring, workaholism, self harming, and other ways of avoiding the real, deeper needs we have. Needs which we haven't allowed ourselves to become fully aware of or to find a way to have sufficiently met. Where does it begin? We have all been influenced by our environment since the time we were in our mother's womb. The sounds around us, our mother's stress levels, the abundance or the deficit of the feel good hormones and neuropeptides, our nourishment or lack of it, complications, twin pregnancies, drugs, alcohol, and infections will all have played their part in how safe we felt even before we were born. Then the actual birth experience and our early infant care and the emotional availability of our mother will have either reinforced or soothed the impact of those first prenatal influences. As small children, we will have been absorbing a great deal from our extended families, our caregivers, friends, preschool and early school years, and religious institutions. We may not have had words for these experiences, but they will have been logged in our subconscious minds and bodies. This all creates the pool in which we float or sink. Inevitably, the water will be a bit dirty, or it may seem even like thick mud. In this pool resides our self esteem, body image, family trauma, shame, and secrets, even if not spoken about, and all that affect the quality of our caregivers are able to show us. We will sink down into this pool or mud whenever we are overwhelmed by our negative thoughts, emotions, self doubt, or self loathing. In therapy, the aim should be to sensitively lift out this dirt and mud bit by bit until we are left with just a stain of what was once there. We must also learn how not to top it up with more mud, either by doing that ourselves or being around other people who want to dump some of their own mud onto us instead of dealing with it and cleaning it up for themselves. To repair and heal the wounds caused by parents and others who did not know any better, it is always about the unmet needs of the inner child, the place of both our early wounding and the most profound healing. What can we do to help our wounded inner child? We can learn how to meet, rescue, and adopt this wounded child who still lives deep inside us. After all, you're the only person never who you can guarantee will never leave you. We can then emotionally contain and soothe our inner child and allow the competent adult inside us to attend business out in the world. However, we must regularly keep in touch with what our inner child still needs from us, which is to be truly cared for by someone who wants the very best for them. That is you. If you have a photograph of yourself as a small child, this will help you to empathically reconnect with him or her, the aim of which is to now understand their plight and show them yourself the compassion which has been missing. It is often easier to feel compassion for other people than it is for yourself, and you may have been rejecting and ignoring the yearning of your inner child who has been calling out to you over many years for your interest, attention, compassion, and love. It may mean you now are allowing yourself to have treats and rewards that you would never have allowed yourself or have been allowed by your parents in the past. Thank you, Mayank. Hi, Mayank. I'm glad you're here. The sensible, competent adult part of you should be able to set fair and sensible boundaries around this so that you do not overindulge yourself or use any rewards as either a distraction or as a cover up for your deeper pain. Rescuing and reparenting your inner child will allow you to fill in the gaps and enable you to live a more positive and rewarding life with fun, laughter, spontaneity, authenticity, and most importantly, with love. Thank you. Remind yourself how special and wonderful you were as a child. Have a safe place that you can bring to mind where you and your inner child can meet and play together. When you speak kindly to your inner child each day, have a loving and soothing inner voice. One that is supportive, soft, nurturing, patient, and comforting. Tell him or her she is now loved, valued, and appreciated by you. Be sure to tell your inner little girl or little boy that she doesn't or he doesn't have to prove himself or herself to anyone. She has nothing to feel guilty or ashamed about. None of what happened to her was even ever her fault. She didn't deserve to be treated badly. She was just in the wrong place and had no means of escape. But now she is free at last. There is nothing wrong with him or her. Tell them how proud you are of them. She needs to feel respected. Don't tolerate disrespect ever again. Tell her that you will be her guardian, champion, and protector from now on. Things will be okay, and you will never let her come to any more harm. She need never again fear being alone because you're always there for her now. Apologize for not being aware of her pain and needs in the past and of pushing her too hard sometimes to try and impress others. Assure her that you will only allow safe, trustworthy, and respectful people into your or her world now. Notice loving mothers who are caring for their babies and absorb that loving energy between a mother and a child. Reassure her that you will be alongside her either to speak on her behalf or to support her when she speaks up. Agree upon a symbol of her freedom, something for her to summon up whenever she feels the need to escape and be alone in her thoughts. This might be, as some of my own clients have imagined, a ladder, a floating bubble, a sci-fi teleporter, a hot air balloon, anything that comes to your mind that you and she can associate with release and freedom. Regularly ask her how she's feeling, what she wants. Imagine sitting alongside that little girl, putting your arm around her shoulders, gently pulling her close to your heart. She has a home in your heart that she will never have to leave. She's safe with you now. If she wants to cry, let her cry and be there as her new mother to wipe her tears and soothe her pain or fear. Accept all her feelings and don't react negatively to what comes up. Be patient with her. Remember that healing happens in different ways and time frames. Promise to do your best to bring her the joy that has been missing from her life, and this will be profoundly healing for you both. Show respect to your body, the home of your inner child. Keep it clean and toxin free. Keep it safe and happy, like a good, caring home should be. Think of her emotional healing as being like the physical healing of a wound, one step at a time. Keep the wound free for further contamination. Avoid toxic people and environments. Don't ever let her swallow any more poison, particularly if you still keep in touch with toxic, unhealed family members. Get back those things that brought you joy as a child, no matter how fleeting. Be sure to make a big thing of her birthdays, holidays, and achievements. Set up creative activities for your playful inner child to enjoy: bouncing, dancing, crafts, finger painting, and anything else that takes her fancy. Drawing from the right brain is a great way to express your inner child's feelings. Allow doodling and unstructured painting, drawing, and see what emerges when you are in the zone of childlike creativity. Don't judge her efforts. Just as you wouldn't judge a child bringing her artwork home from school to show you, be proud and show it. Sing songs from childhood, whether you could sing well back then or not, doesn't matter. Release any shame dumped on you for your singing ability and instead enjoy stretching your vocal cords and making your own sounds that come from your heart and reach out into the world. Encourage her to loosen up and allow physical and emotional intimacy. This will enhance your own sexual intimacy too. She must feel safe and unconditionally able to do this. Show her that she can trust her own instincts and be guided by her own antenna as to who is safe. She may doubt her ability based upon her mistakes in the past. You are healing now, and as you grow in love for yourself and your life, you won't want or allow anyone close to your inner child if they don't align with that self love and a conscious, caring relationship. Whenever you have to leave your deliberate connection with her, always imagine placing her back inside the warmth and safety of your loving heart. Please remember that your inner child is a real part of your subconscious mind, a wounded child who needs your love, care, and compassion because no one else can heal her pain and help her to make peace with the past. So, who is the inner child? The inner child is the Little child who you were, who desired to be nurtured, cared for, and loved. This child still resides within you as an adult. The inner child is the free spirit, pixie, and elf you have tamed and controlled, yet who resides within you. The inner child is the emotional and sensitive you, whom you have channeled, controlled, and silenced, and who is still living within you. The inner child is the creative, imaginative, and artistic you who has been molded, structured, and organized, who still resides in you and is needing to be set free. The inner child is the hurt, pained, neglected, frustrated, abused, and ignored you, whom you have been whom you have masked, hidden from view, and denied the existence of. This child is always just below the surface, causing you to be anxious, worried, and fearful of mistreatment. The inner child is the fun loving, happy, frivolous, joyful, humorous you when you were young and unsophisticated. That person you have replaced with a sophisticated, mature, serious, task oriented demeanor. The inner child is the childhood you have lost or forgotten, yet it still resides in you, dwelling in your subconscious. The inner child is the person who knows how to have fun and play for play's sake, who can help you prevent burnout and manage the stress in your life. The inner child is the person you could be as an adult if you lightened up, let go of your seriousness, overcame your fears, and accepted flexibility and change in your life. The inner child is the person within you who needs healing, support, reinforcement through a variety of tools for coping activities. Through this, you can be given a new life, health, and a chance for personal growth. So, how did the inner child get there? The inner child resides in every adult person. The inner child lives in every adult because it is captured in the brain's memory bank. The inner child exists in the memory or subconscious because each one of us has memories of our past that shape our present motivation and future drive. The inner child exists because we adopted specific behavior characteristics and behavior scripts to cope in our dysfunctional environment. We masked, covered up, or forgot the real inner child we have been. The inner child comes back to us, to many of us, in our dreams or daydreams. We can clearly picture what the little child looks like and how the child is feeling and acting. The inner child is the person we controlled, repressed, and hid in order to survive in the world of stress. Since it was repressed, we held onto it in our subconscious. The inner child is the link we have to our spiritual being because it is in the spirit realm rather than the realm of conscious behavior. The inner child is a component of our current value and belief system. However, we are unaware of its influence on our decisions. The inner child exists because we were overcome by guilt as children, climbed inside of ourselves to avoid the feelings of not being good enough. The inner child exists because we were little. When we were little, our family rules required that we present an image of a happy, healthy family, even if we were not. So we repressed our little child to appear more responsible, serious, and achievement oriented. What is the unfinished business of the inner child? From growing up in a dysfunctional family, emotionally maturity was stunted. This failure to mature left the inner child unfinished because we grew up too fast, because we became small adults, little moms and dads, because we were either over responsible or overachievers, because we were emotionally vulnerable, because we were not given a chance to grow and mature in a normal sequence of events, because we were put on a public mask or image to stifle our childlike needs, because we repressed joy, vision, and feelings, because we still have an inner child waiting to grow up and take its proper place. So, how does the inner child come into being? The inner child comes into being by a denial of true feelings, a denial of the person we are, trying hard to live up to others' expectations, holding back our childlike responses while we provide adult like responses to stress. The fear of being found out and how we really feel, insecurity in the midst of chaos, confusion, or the vacuum of repressed feelings, a sense of obligation to always look good and be good, inexperience at being loved for who you are rather than for what you do, not being given the role model of how to enjoy life and to have fun, always having to be serious about life, a lack of encouragement to broaden our scope of vision about the potentials in life, the stress of staying vigilantly in the here and now, so that we stay in control and the walls didn't come tumbling down around us. Never been given or taken the freedom to play and act childish, not being given role models of how to take pleasure out of the little things in life, a compulsive drive to fulfill our role in our family, not recognizing that we can make choices in our lives to make it what we want it to be, continuing even now to follow our compulsive rules rather than choosing to change and be free from the restraints this compulsion creates for us, silencing our inner child and guarding ourselves, retreating behind mass barriers, feeling that it is not safe to grow up, to accept love, or to share feelings, learning to spend some time each day in pleasure and play. So that's it for the evening. I hope whoever was here got some value from this podcast or whatever it is live. Anyway, thank you so much. Please do share the video and please give a thumbs up.